Hey y'all. So I know it's a little bit late, but better late than never. I wanted to post this video. It's a get to know me Q&A. I have a few questions people asked me, and I'm just going to tell you about me and my goals and other things about me so you can get to know me. Since you're new to my channel or you are a longtime subscriber, I believe I've been on YouTube for 2 years now. I promised to make this video at 100 subscribers. That was my goal to myself. And then the holidays got me. And then we had sick kids, and then I got sick. Go figure, right? If it all comes in threes. Holidays, sick kids, sick me, right? And next thing you know, I'm 30 subscribers more than when I wanted to post the video. So now at 130 subscribers, welcome old. No. Thank you for joining me, old subscribers, and welcome to the new ones. I am so happy to have you all here. And I would like for you guys to get to know me a little better. So let's have a cup of coffee and get to know me. My name is Courtney and I am 30 years old. I am a mother to 4 and a wife to 1. That sounds funny, but that's my life. So my husband Jay is an awesome, phenomenal man. And I should start by saying he is the stepfather to my 2 older children. We have all boys. We have 2 older boys that are mine, that I had when I was 20 and 23, much younger. And then when I met Jay, we had 2 children, both boys. So we have 4 boys, ages 10 to 1. So 2 are in school, 2 are at home. They're all at home because I homeschool. 2 are not in school, 2 are. So right now I am a homeschooling stay-at-home mom. My 2 that are in school are 1st and 4th grade. Oh my goodness, time flies. My younger 2 are 2.5 and 1. Actually, my baby just turned 1 right before Christmas. So that's where we're at with that. I've been a stay-at-home mom for the last 10 years. I've been a stay-at-home mom with all of my children. My oldest did go to public school for a little while, but I've always wanted to homeschool. So what are we? We're in our 2nd year of homeschooling. So 2 years ago, we pulled him out and I officially started homeschooling. What else about me? Let's see. So, you know about my husband, you know about my kids. You know that I homeschool and I'm a stay-at-home mom. Let's talk about my goals for the future. My husband and I both want to own land, and I would like to have a homestead. So right now we're in the process of saving for a homestead. The goal is to be self-sufficient and self-sustaining. So like raise our own animals for meat, plant our own fruits and vegetables, and have the things that we need, and not really have to rely on the grocery store so much, and have a more healthy, from the land type of diet. I noticed as I've gotten older that I don't process things as well with my body, and I notice my kids are sensitive to some things. And I'm all about my husband's health. So it's a big goal to have a homestead and raise all your food or most of your food, and try and, be very self-sustaining. Currently I am in the process of, I've cooked my whole life. That's my whole life I've been cooking with my family. Everybody in my family, whether it's they specialize in breakfast or they can cook anything, everybody in my family cooks. So I've been cooking my whole life. Started with my dad and my grandpa. I was always in the kitchen with my grandpa over a big pot of sauce. And my dad taught me a lot, and so did my mom. My mom taught me how to stretch $1 and make a full meal. And my dad really taught me how to turn anything fancy and gourmet, even if it's something so simple, because wow, your guests. Both my parents really instilled a love of food for me and a love of cooking. So I've been cooking my whole life. Now, to that end, I have just gotten into canning and bread making, and stuff like that. More kind of home preservation would be the word. I've also gotten into my own kombucha making. I struggle with that a bit. I love kombucha, but I struggle with making it and making enough. I find people have to have gallons and gallons made to at least have 1 bottle of kombucha a day, and my 1 gallon makes about 6 bottles. So I digress. Kombucha I'm struggling with, but I do know how to make it, and it's actually something really fun for me. Currently, my mother's SCOBY is grown into quite a SCOBY hotel, so my kombucha's on the back burner for now. I do make sourdough, and I'm very proud of my sourdough. I'm learning to make more and more things with sourdough. Currently, I think a family favorite is pancakes, waffles, and bagels. My kids did love the sourdough crackers I made. They were not a fan of the sourdough bread. It was really, I guess, thick, as they called it. It was just too thick for them. So I guess I gotta kind of, I don't know, figure that out. Gotta rework that a bit. I'm really into learning about ferments and just all different types of home preservation with food. But currently my big thing is sourdough and canning. Those are the 2 things that I'm working on right now. And I love collecting recipes and finding recipes that just wow the taste buds, I guess you could say. Really anything to teach me something new in the kitchen. What else? Scratch cooking. I'm getting back into that. So I know how to, but I find when you get busy, it's really easy to fall on the box, which is not a bad thing. I grew up on boxed meals. I grew up, not necessarily boxed meals, but like homemade versions of it. When, you know, you're a mom and you got to feed a bunch of kids, or you're a dad and you got to feed a bunch of kids, you know, it's one of those, you got to do what makes it stretch. And boy, did my mom know how to turn a box meal into something that didn't taste like it came out of a box. And I find that, you know, when you're trying to save money, sometimes the easiest thing to do is go buy the, you know, 86-cent box of, it's not 86 cents anymore, but, you know, buy the 86 cents box of Hamburger Helper and just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, put it on the plate. But I am trying to do more scratch cooking now, and, you know, it's a way to save money. And I have noticed you buy ingredients and make it from scratch, you tend to get a lot more out of it. So you're able to stretch your meal a lot farther than just a couple boxes. So I am getting back into scratch cooking. My biggest thing right now that I think is so hard for me to scratch make is cakes. Wow, yeah. And they're really simple, but it's the hardest thing when a box is right there and you just add water, oil, and eggs, or scratch make it. So right now I am trying to get myself on the way to scratch making desserts, mostly cakes. I have found a lot of like alternatives to different things, like ice cream you can make with heavy whipping cream and like vanilla and sweetened condensed milk, and you can make an awesome ice cream. So, you know, I've learned to adapt, and I've learned new recipes, and I think it's so awesome. I don't know how to tell you about myself without telling you the things that I love. I love my kids. I love my husband. I love cooking. I have 3 dogs. I have a cute little black pit bull, and her name is Duchess, and she's mama dog. She mamas everybody. She's mommed my 2 babies after they were born. She's just mama dog. We have a husky. So my husband, when we met, he had Duchess. He got Duchess actually when we met. Somebody was getting rid of her as a teeny tiny little puppy, and I said, oh my gosh, she's so cute. And he was like, I'll take her. So we have Duchess. I had Odin, who was our husky, and then I was pregnant with our 3rd son, and somebody had our dog Ragnar, well, our dog now. They had him as a puppy, didn't want him. They were like, what do we do? And we said, we'll take him. So we have 3 dogs. Ragnar's a mutt, but he looks a lot like a black-mouthed cur. Unless we DNA test, that's just kind of what we call him. So he's just small. So he's a mutt. Yeah, so we have those 3 dogs, and they are our babies. We love them absolutely. My kids, those are their fur siblings, as they call them. Those are their doggy siblings. Yeah, we're those people. We're those people, guys. Yeah, so I live in sweet, sweet North Carolina, and it is crazy because it is January and it's actually kind of warm outside. Last week it was freezing cold, so go figure on that, right? Let's get to some questions that I was asked. Since I babble on, I apologize. Where did your love of food originate from? As I said before, I can pinpoint in a memory. Everybody in my family cooks, but I think my love of food originated as a little girl. Before I could barely walk and toddle, I was pushing stools up to my grandpa's stove. My grandpa's Italian, full blood. Makes big stock pots full of sauce and puts them in jars, and we eat homemade sauce. Well, the only way you can taste test sauce is with a hunk of bread. So I'd push up my little chair or stool, I'd climb right on up and help him mix this big pot of sauce, dip bread in it and eat it. And that's a snack. A bowl of sauce and a hunk of bread, that's a snack, okay? And I think that's where my love of food originated from. My grandpa and the stock pot full of sauce. Now, not to say that other members of my family don't kill it in the kitchen and make delicious, phenomenal food. They do. And that has only grown my love of food and expanded my palate on trying more things. But that stock pot full of sauce, that is the core memory of all my love of food. So I now make my own sauce that my grandpa taught me to make. So I now make the homemade family sauce. I think everybody's kind of learned to make it from him, but it was like a rite of passage, so to speak. You've learned to make sauce directly from grandpa. So, you know, it was a very, very amazing thing. My son was trying to talk to me through his bedroom window, and I told him I could not understand him. Okay. So the stock pot full of sauce, that is where my love of food has, I believe, originated from. And like I said, rite of passage. Grandpa comes down, you get your big stock pot out. He shows you how he makes it. And now we all make it that way. And it's a meaty, delicious, chef's kiss, beautiful, beautiful sauce. And I don't know, I think it started with my great grandma Rose. Might have been her. I don't know if it came from the Sicilian or the Italian side where the sauce came from. And I think it adapted over time. I think he said his mom taught him and she learned from Rose. I'm not sure. I don't know if it was my great grandma Kay or my great grandma. I don't know who started the sauce. Everybody in our family has made sauce though. So it's not like it started with one specific person and was, you know, everybody makes it. But I make my grandpa's sauce. So that is where my love of food started from. Okay, another question. What is one dish you love? Okay, two things. All things pasta, and I love pasta. Carbonara. I could eat carbonara till I turned into carbonara. I love carbonara. My mom, my grandpa make delicious carbonara. I love when my mom, when she visits, I will have her make carbonara. Yeah, hold on. I apologize. He needed the bathroom door unlocked. Our toddler likes to open doors. Our Sebastian, our 2-year-old, will open doors, and when he gets into the bathroom, he goes and sits on the sink and turns the sink on, and he will either try and sit in the sink or like just play in it, and no, we don't. It's too much of a mess. So we lock our bathroom door. So I had to go and lock it for him. I apologize. Okay. So my favorite dish. I don't have one. My parents divorced when I was 6-7 years old. So I grew up, you know, my mom made carbonara. Fabulous, delicious. I love carbonara. My dad, now, that man, he could feed you a leather shoe and it would be the most delicious thing. I think my dad, anything he touched in the kitchen, oh, he made great food. My dad was a phenomenal chef. But he made this salmon with this lemon, garlic, butter, and this salmon. He made shrimp with the same, like, oh, I loved when my dad would cook me fish. I cook fish. I'm not, you know, like, I'm no like fish expert. I cook shrimp, all that. But my dad, that shrimp and that salmon, oh my gosh, it was so delicious. I think there was dill in it. Oh, he just killed it with the salmon and trout. He made trout really good too. Yeah, but you cannot ride your bike into the road. You can only play like in the yard, okay? So he made, sorry, this is Maverick. It was a nice day, so he wants to play outside. Hi. Okay. Ooh. The neck is still hurting since kind of tender to keep turning my head. Okay. So I think I have to give you one dish that each of my parents made. The carbonara from my mom, and like that lemony, garlicky, dilly salmon. Oh, delicious. I can't just give you one. I have to give you one from each parent. That is like my favorite. My dad has since passed. He passed when I was right before I turned 23, right before I got pregnant with my second son, Maverick. So, you know, I don't get to have his cooking anymore. So anytime I remember something really delicious from him, I do try and find a way to replicate it as best I can. Actually, he taught me a lot of what I do in the kitchen. So for me, you know, trying to replicate that is like, you know, that's in the heart. So it's definitely one of my favorites. He did give me a love of seafood. What's your knock knock joke? Who's there?
A ghost.
A ghost who?
A ghost wants to haunt.
A ghost wants to haunt. Oh boy.
What I meant by haunt is like have a party.
Oh, have a party. Okay. All right, you go play now.
Okay.
I love that boy. Okay. What is one cuisine you have yet to try or cook? I've tried a lot of things. I've tried a lot of restaurants with different cuisines. You know what? Something I would love to learn how to make. Okay, so it's not that I haven't tried it, but I would love to learn how to make my own sushi. Like, I know how, I just never have. So I like to make my own sushi. I've made pho before. It's good. I like pho. My oldest is really into anime and thus has become really into ramen, but he's a very picky eater. So I guess I'd like to try and make more ramens for him. I like tandoori chicken and tikka masala and butter chicken. That's all good. I don't know if that's in like, I mean, that's Indian food, but like I've tried it. So you know what? Maybe Ethiopian food. I think that'd be really cool. Like try a traditional Ethiopian or a Nigerian dish, or even like, yeah, I think that'd be cool. Learning how to make that and then try it like classic traditional, like comfort food from Ethiopia. Like a full spread, not just like one specific dish, but like trying like a full spread, you know? I think that'd be really cool to me. Now my mom, she's been to Africa. She's gone to Africa and she's tried a lot of different foods there. Or, well, not a lot, but she's tried different foods there and she said they're all really good. So I think maybe that's something I might try next and figure out how like I can make it. Maybe I should go to a restaurant first and try it so that I know what I need to measure up to, because like I've never made it. So I think that would be a cool cuisine I would like to try. My dad made Russian food one time for my grandma and some of her friends. So like maybe trying Russian cuisine. I don't know what Russian cuisine really is. I've never really thought about it. But maybe trying that. That'd be kind of cool. But I would have to say, if I had to pick something that I've never actually tried to cook myself that I would really like to try, I think like a full spread on like some Ethiopian or Nigerian food. I think that would definitely be where I would have to go with that. Mostly because I have yet to really try it. And I've never cooked it. But now some things that I would like to try and make on my own that I, you know, would be like sushi, make more types of ramen. Really, I don't know, because there's so much food out there that I haven't tried that I want to try. I will say, as far as sushi goes, I'm a little bit picky. I can't get my head around raw fish. Same goes for like pate and stuff. I can't get my head around raw food. I don't know why. So like it'd have to be like very simple sushi, like California rolls or like shrimp rolls or like prawn rolls. I'd like to try and make fancy sushi, but I probably wouldn't eat it. Just make it for somebody else. But I think if I'm going to pick a cuisine that I have yet to try that I would like to try and cook myself and try to eat, it would have to be like a spread of Ethiopian or Nigerian food. Because I think, I don't know, I think it'd be really good. Like you see like, if you've ever seen pictures of it, it just looks so filling and so good and like lots of food. That's where I have to go with. So a full spread on Ethiopian or Nigerian food, like a big spread. That I think is what I'd try next if I'm going to try a different cuisine. Okay, do I have any YouTube goals? Yeah, I think everybody has goals when they join YouTube. Originally, this kind of started out as a hobby and a way to, like, I don't know, share it to my Facebook so my family could watch what I was doing, I guess. I originally grew up in California, and like I said, now I'm in North Carolina. I don't have family that lives in North Carolina. My sister lives here with us, but like nobody else. So my whole thing is it was a way to like kind of keep up with friends and family back home. And then I really like to engage with people. So I like when my subscribers comment on like the videos and they start engaging with me and we can talk. I think that's really fun. I think by now that it's January, I think by December, I hope to maybe have 250 followers. I'm at 130 right now. So I think it'd be cool to reach, 250. The goal would really be to like reach even more than that. I never initially started out wanting to be monetized. I think it'd be cool, but unless you have millions of subscribers, I don't know if being monetized really, like, I don't know anybody who has that many subscribers and really makes tons of money off of YouTube. It'd be cool, as a stay-at-home mom, it'd be cool because, like, you get monetized. Maybe you could put that money towards our homeschool or put it towards, like, cool stuff to do with my kids. But that was never the real goal. But I guess maybe now it kind of is. I guess the goal is to grow and reach more people. I really have fun sharing what I do, I did want to share more like on homeschool and stuff like that as a goal. Go play with your cousin down there, please. I had always meant to like give more reviews on my curriculum that we've tried and how our year had been going, because I thought, oh, maybe other moms who are like me just starting out would want to hear from somebody who is just starting out and knows like, hey, yeah, sometimes you get burnt out. Hey, yeah, sometimes the curriculum doesn't work, versus seasoned moms who kind of like have it all. And yeah, they know. And I'm not gonna lie, the seasoned moms are the ones who really kept me going, but it was, I didn't know any other moms who are new to homeschooling. So I thought, oh, maybe my perspective, I know there are a lot of new moms and they all have perspective, so it's not like it's unique, but sharing what I do. I think that was the goal, was sharing and just kind of reaching out and, I don't know, connecting with more people. I guess growing my channel. One day being monetized would be awesome, but like, I'm not gonna be mad if I'm not monetized. But I think growing and reaching more people and, like communicating with more people and being like, hey, this is what I do. This is what you do. Let's, oh, you have questions? Well, here are the answers that I have. Oh, I have questions. Oh, you have answers, growing a sense of community. I think that would be my ultimate YouTube goal, is growing a sense of community, growing my page and reaching more people. What is your one tip as a mom? My one tip as a mom, I think would have to be, is go with grace. Sounds crazy, but go with grace. Your children need grace and you need grace. Your husband needs grace. Everybody needs grace. If you are going at everything head on and you are giving no room for, the mistakes and the oops, well, let's try again, and you just beat yourself up about it, been there, done that. It does nothing for nobody. You got to go with grace. You got to say, hey, not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect, but it's perfect for us. It's right for us. It works for us. I know a lot of homeschool moms, a lot of stay-at-home moms that are like, oh my God, your dishes piled up all day. Oh my God, you didn't pick up. You didn't vacuum. You didn't. No, I didn't. Sorry, don't know, my camera cut off. Okay. So I think, like I said, my one tip as a mom is to give yourself grace. Go with grace. Just everything you do, know that it is okay if it doesn't work out and it's not perfect. Same with your children. You got to give things grace. It took me a long time to learn that, and I struggled with it a lot. I would see other people who had these kids that weren't hyperactive, who listened so perfectly, who, towed the line, and that's not my kids. And I learned that's okay. My kids are who they are, and they're not meant for anybody else's cookie cutter mold. They break the mold. They are their own individuals, and I'm proud of them. Same goes for me. I am not like all these other moms, and just like all these other moms are not like me. We all broke our own mold, and we are our own individual people. I mess up a lot. So do my kids. And you know what? We love each other despite it. And I'm not going to shame my kids or myself because other people don't like how we do things. Other people don't live in our house. They don't live our lives, and they're not us. So my biggest tip as a mom is to go with grace and just always give it to yourself. Just give yourself grace and understanding and say, hey, you know what? That's fine. And that's how I view everything as a mom. And there are days where I slip up and I don't give grace and we have a hard time. And hey, that's called being human. That's life. That's a real life. But when you can, and when you're not, in your own emotions about it or in your own head about it, give yourself grace. It's the best thing I can do. And give your kids grace, because they are nobody else's kids. They're your kids. And who cares if somebody else's kids, walk in a straight line and behave all the time? Who's that for, right? I'm just kidding. But your kids, they're uniquely them. Give you and them grace when you are doing things. So those are the questions that I was given. And that's, I don't know what else to say about myself, but this is my get to know me video. It's a little bit long and I apologize. And if you don't want to sit through it all, I understand. But if you have gotten to this part, then thank you. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for being here if you're an old subscriber, and have a beautiful day. I love you guys, and I am so happy to have you here with me. It really does make me happy to have you guys here with me. Don't forget to check my description box for all my links.